Fridge: the important role in preserving foods. Fridge plays the role of keeping foods fresher for longer. The refrigerator compartment can help preserve foods for 2 to 3 days or even a week. The freezer compartment can help preserve foods for up to 2 to 3 months. Many foods such as honey, potatoes, bananas or bread, they should put in fridge or not? Not everything can be preserved in the fridge, because there are some vegetables, tubers, fruits and other foods that are put in the refrigerator, causing them to lose nutrients and spoil faster. We can mention some of the following types. Here are 12 foods that you should not be stored in the fridge. Number 1, honey. Honey is a food that is very susceptible to flavor changes at high temperatures and is also prone to crystallization and solidification at low temperatures. Honey is a natural preservative, a natural food containing high fructose and glucose. So storing honey in the refrigerator only increases the crystallization rate, making it difficult for us to take it out for use. Storing in a sealed glass jar, in a dark place, at room temperature is the best way to keep honey fresh and natural. Number 2, tea and coffee. Tea and coffee are 2 of the foods that should not be stored in the refrigerator because it will lose its flavor. When drinking, it will no longer be delicious. In addition, coffee has a special property of absorbing all the odors around it, that will lose the coffee aroma and replace it with all the scents of other foods in the refrigerator. Ideally, you should just store your coffee in airtight bottles and jars, not in plastic or metal jars, and kept at room temperature, away from sunlight. In particular, do not put tea near coffee, they will lose each other's smell. Number 3, potatoes. Many people tend to buy vegetables in bulk, then store them in the refrigerator to save time going to the market. However, with potatoes, the fridge is not the right storage place. Potatoes are tubers that contain a large amount of starch, and when stored in the refrigerator, they will easily spoil because the cold temperature turns starch into sugar. You should keep the potatoes at room temperature, in a cool place, and avoid being in the sun for too long. Number 4, powdered milk. Powdered milk has a special processing formula. If it is left to an environment that is too hot or too cold, it will reduce its nutritional content. So powdered milk should only be stored in dry places. Absolutely do not store in the refrigerator, even if the packaging is a metal box or a paper box. Number 5, bread. Bread is a common food that is often stored the wrong way in the refrigerator. Some people think that room temperature will make bread dry, but in fact bread in the refrigerator will make them dry and tough more quickly. You can put freshly baked bread in a thermos bag and store it at room temperature, trying to eat it all within its shelf life. For some snacks such as cookies, jams and dried foods, the water content and pH are very low, so even in the outside environment, bacteria will not have enough moisture to grow. Number 6, tomatoes. Most families believe that vegetables and fruits will stay fresh longer when stored in the refrigerator. But this is not entirely true. When storing tomatoes in the fridge, low temperatures will affect the texture of the tomatoes. You will see more black dots, tender flesh and changes in flavor. It is best to store tomatoes in a cool, dry place and use them within a day. Number 7, bananas. If you store bananas in the refrigerator, it can make dark and soft bananas. In addition, cold temperatures will slow down the ripening of bananas and it will taste slightly spicy when ripe. Green bananas need to be kept at room temperature. If the banana is just ripe, you should use cling film or tissue paper to cover the stem, which will help the banana stay fresh for up to 2 weeks. Or hang bananas on a shelf, hang them in a cool place, away from sunlight and heat from the kitchen, helping the bananas stay the same ripe yellow color for the whole week. Number 8, garlic. Garlic is a food that does not endure cold temperatures. Even if you keep garlic in the refrigerator, it will be moldy and spoiled faster than leaving it outside. Garlic tends to lose flavor when stored in the refrigerator. To maintain that pungent flavor, keep it in a cool, dry container with a little ventilation. Number 9. Onions. Leaving onions in the refrigerator has a high chance of spoiling, will cause the surrounding foods to become contaminated with the pungent smell of onions. So we should only store onions in a dry environment at room temperature. However, if the onions are already sliced, they can be covered and stored in the refrigerator to stay fresher without transferring pungent smell to other foods. Number 10. Chocolate. Chocolate is one of the favorite foods not only for its taste, but also for adding nutrients and energy. Many people are often afraid of chocolate melting, they often put them in the fridge to preserve. In fact, it's a common mistake that almost all of us make. When you store chocolate in the refrigerator, it can change the taste and color of this food. Chocolate after buying which should be stored in an airtight container, in a shaded and cool place. It is only when the box is opened or the temperature is increased, such as from sunlight or fire, that the chocolate melts and loses its texture. Number 11. Watermelon. Watermelon is one of the favorite fruits in the summer, so families often have the habit of keeping watermelons in the refrigerator. In watermelon and other melons contain many natural antioxidants that are very good for health, can prevent cancer or many other problems. However, if you put this type of food in the refrigerator, it will spoil easily and lose its antioxidants. You can put the whole watermelon in the freezer. When you want to eat, bring it out. If the watermelon has been cut into pieces, it is best to leave it outside to avoid reducing the antioxidants present in this fruit. Number 12. Avocados. Many people choose unripe avocados, which take some time to ripen and taste delicious. However, during this time, you should not store avocados in the refrigerator as this will slow down the ripening process and reduce the original flavor. If you buy ripe avocados and don't want to use them right away, you can still store them in the fridge. In addition, to preserve food, you should put fresh fruits in a separate compartment with vegetables and tubers. Fruits should not be placed too close together in the fridge to avoid an early ripe fruit infecting other fruits. Raw and cooked foods put together in a refrigerator compartment should not be done when storing them.